Are Black people playing the victim when it comes to racism? Are Black people playing the victim? Are we race baiting? Are we race grifters? Or are we pulling the race card? What is it really? Is it us? Is it just that we're just so lazy and we just don't have anything better to do with our time than whine and complain about racism? Do you believe that? Do you think that's true? See, I have people on social media who love to share my videos and say those things. Say that I'm playing the victim. I'm a race baiter. I'm a race grifter. But you know what? I know better than that, and so do you. And the reality is, number one, we'll stop talking about racism when racism stops happening. Okay? Because talking about racism is not the problem. Okay? Talking about the problem is not the problem. The problem is the problem. Right? Talking about it actually brings awareness. It makes people learn more about it and then figure out how they can become a part of the solution and not just be a passive part of the problem, like so many of you have chosen to do, especially those who call Black people playing the victim, race baiters, and race grifters. So here's the deal. If you help us, if you join in the fight against racism and white supremacy culture, then guess what? We won't have to talk about it anymore. Doesn't that sound amazing? It sounds amazing. So what you need to do is be smart, like many of the other people here on the social media apps, and invest in your anti-racism education. And here's the beautiful thing. I have a 5-day challenge. It's called the Anti-Racist Conversations Confidence Challenge. I have a politics edition that you can do right now and learn how to engage in conversations about politics and race and racism more effectively, with more grace, with more grit, with more compassion and more confidence, so that you are not causing harm to Black people who are just fighting against the oppression that has been brought to us, that we didn't ask for and that we don't deserve. So instead of saying that Black people should stop complaining about racism, stop talking about it, then it'll stop happening, why don't you become an active part of the solution? And for those of you who say, well, I don't say anything because I'm afraid what people might say, I don't want to, say the wrong thing, and all of those excuses that you have for remaining silent, staying in your comfort, right? That's a characteristic of white supremacy culture. A right to comfort, claiming a right to comfort. Don't do that. If you call yourself an ally, an accomplice, someone who aspires to be anti-racist, then you have to be speaking up, but you need to do it effectively. And in order to do that, guess what? You have to invest in anti-racism education to learn how to do it, because who taught you? Nobody taught you how to have these conversations effectively. That's why you don't know what to say. That's why you keep avoiding them. This is not the time to avoid conversations about politics and race and racism. It's the time to engage. It's not a time to be confused. It's the time to have clarity. And I'm teaching you exactly how to do that in my 5-day challenge. Now, if you're looking for something quick that you can just grab and get some information really fast so that you can engage in these conversations more effectively, like immediately, like today, right now, get my digital handbook. Quick and easy. I have scripts in there that you can actually learn verbatim. You can read them verbatim. You can use them verbatim to learn how to have these conversations and how to respond to people when they start defending themselves and deflecting and denying the truth and the facts about racism and white supremacy culture. All you have to do is make a decision today to engage and to invest in anti-racism education. You can't just do the free stuff on social media. It's only going to get you but so far. And you also shouldn't just be benefiting from the free labor of Black people every day. That's kind of, that's not cute either. So go to that link in my profile. No more of this calling Black people, playing the victim, race baiter, race grifter. Cut all that out. And make sure you're telling people to stop saying that as well. Don't just be silent. Because when you're silent, then that means you're supporting racism. And you should never do that. Anti-racism is not a diet. It's a lifestyle. Link in my bio.